Hi there, listener. You're about to experience TADPOG. Tyler and Dave play old games, and there will be plenty of game talk, but also copious amounts of crude, off-color, offensive, and immature speech. So if you are of a rather sensitive humor constitution, we're just letting you know what you're in for with this show. It has games. It has jokes. You know, just games and jokes. Take the games, take the jokes, and have a good time.
Hello, Internet, and welcome to another TADPOG podcast. Podcast?
I like a podquest.
Podquest.
I like the podquest.
Our special podquest. Another TADPOG podcast. I feel like I'm reading You Don't Know Jack. Another TADPOG podcast. Gibberish question.
We should do all the You Don't Know Jack voices. I'm sure.
I'm Cookie Masterson.
I'm sure everyone would just really
A licorice
that.
breastbone. This is a show that happens twice a week. On Mondays is our other shit, but today is Wednesday.
It's our regular shit.
It's our regular shit.
Our original flavor.
Original Flavor Wednesday, where we talk about IGN's top 100 Super Nintendo games. So we're still keeping up, going strong on Wednesdays.
Yeah, amazingly. You sound shocked.
Yep.
You really do. You're like, we're still doing this.
We're still, we haven't started talking about...
We're both in financial ruin because of it, and we're doing it, though.
It's like it hasn't evolved into just Gooter Chat with Dave and Tyler. Gooter Chat.
Wait for next Monday when we do our all-call show.
That's true. That's fair.
I'm sure we're going to have lots of Gooter Chat.
But today, to go ahead and get it out there,
Yeah.
so people know what to wait for after all our inane banter.
Yeah.
IGN's 48th ranked game, Zombies Ate My Neighbors.
Ain't my neighbors? Like
Zombies ain't my neighbors.
Zombies ain't my neighbors.
Or, you know these zombies ain't my neighbors.
You know how long I've been sitting on that terrible joke? At least 12 hours. Like, at least 12.
Well, today we have a special guest host. This is the only show I got him to commit to being able to do.
Now, you know if you give him a proper introduction, Ashley Shake is going to get furious.
Yeah, but I guess that's just how it's got to be.
Okay.
That's just how it's got to be. We have longtime friend, Kyle Sirls.
Hi, hello there.
Hey, Kyle. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Because when I asked you about all the Super Nintendo games, this was the only one you expressed any interest in whatsoever.
I don't even think I knew if it was on the list or not. I just asked, is Zombie Ate My Neighbors on this list?
48's pretty high.
Yeah.
So it's pretty good. But, all right, before we start getting into game chat and getting to know the lovely Kyle Sirls, I'm your bearded host, Tyler. And last week I talked about my nanny and my neighbor Jeff.
The horrible things you did to her property. Yeah.
And I was talking to Meg about, like, what story should I tell? And she was like, do you have any zombie stories? I was like, no, not really. She's like, do you have any neighbor stories? Okay. I have, like, Nanny's neighbor stories because, like, Nanny did not get along with Jeff's parents, like, at all.
Okay.
And I mean, I could tell these stories and find them humorous, might find them dark a little bit.
Oh, perfect.
But
no, I'm going to love this.
Nanny, she passed away from emphysema.
No, I already don't like where this is going.
And but she hid the fact that she smoked. Like, I never knew until she died. Like,
she didn't want to be a bad influence.
Zero clue. Yeah.
And you don't smoke, so it works.
It's true. But, like, toward the end, like, she kind of started to lose a little bit. So she hated the neighbors. Like, she'd always read the National Enquirer and then think that things in the National Enquirer were because of Jeff's parents. Like Bat Boy and shit like that. Like, she blamed it on Jeff's parents because they were just crazy and they were always, like, trying to take her land and force her out of her trailer and buy it. So, like, one day she...
Was this like an episode of Dallas?
Sort of. Because Nanny had the the woods. She had the majestic
Nanny's
redwood forest.
Yeah.
It's a national landmark, Nanny's Forest.
And all the land behind Jeff's parents' house was all cleared. But the property line extended a little bit into that clearing.
Yeah.
So Nanny knew exactly what the property line was. And to instigate some shit with Jeff's parents, one day Nanny was not a slight woman. Nanny was in her 80s and every bit of, like, pushing 300 pounds.
Okay.
So Nanny went outside and for like an hour just walked up and down the property line, just waiting for them to say some shit to her. And eventually Jeff's mom came out And then Nanny, the next thing I know, Nanny's calling my mom saying that Jeff's mom saw her on the property line and I know there's a superhero who extends his fists like above his head when he punches. She claims that Jeff's mom bent over and put her fist above her head and just charged at Nanny down the property line and hit her in the chest and knocked her down. And told
this is Jeff's claim.
This is Nanny's claim.
Okay, let's say.
This is Nanny's claim, and that they were going to. She was going to kill Nanny and take her trailer and take everything she ever had. And like my mom told her to calm down, that it was going to be okay, stuff like that. So then Nanny, I guess she didn't get the reaction that she wanted. In response, she put on a disguise. like a fake mustache and like glasses and like heavy makeup of different colors and like a man's shirt and went down to the gas station and stole a bunch of stuff.
Wait, what? How does that work?
I don't know if she just wanted attention and the mom didn't give it to her.
Did she steal like regular old person stuff like batteries?
Yeah, well, batteries. A lot of
like old
Little
people
Debbie
steal
cakes.
batteries like it's fucking water, man.
Little Debbie cakes. She stole a lot of like the zebra cakes. I mean, granted, it's probably because she knew that like my brother and I really loved them, so she stole.
Rightfully so.
Yeah. So she stole all of that, and then the logic being that because she was in disguise, no one would know it was her.
Right.
And she could just walk out with it.
That's solid. Solid logic.
So I love my nanny very much, but those are some amusing, darkish stories about my nanny and her neighbors.
My name is Dave. I'm your bespectacled host. And I used to work at a gas station and once saw a mustached woman steal 18 cases of zebra cakes. And I just let her go because, fuck, man, I'm working at a gas station. I don't give a shit. No, I actually, Tyler, you know this. I used to work at Office Depot in Murray. When I was going to school, that's where I worked to pay for rent and everything that needed to be paid for. And I can tell you, man, old people would come in to the store and like they would just steal batteries. Like, and they were totally open about it too. Like they wouldn't try to hide it. Like an old person would be standing at the batteries. You look away for a moment and you look back, they would be gone and there would be like 5 empty battery packages just laying on the floor. Like, I don't know if they thought that like we had security tagged all the batteries or something. Like, and they just had to desperately like just pull them out of there, like some kind of like weird battery C-section or something. I don't know.
Sounded like an Ocean's 11 plot where 11 old people go in and steal all the batteries.
That and since I'm picking on people who are not going to be listening to the show, like old people, I'm assuming that Mennonites probably aren't going to be listening to the show. I don't have anything against Mennonites at all, but it was always funny because they'd always come into the copy and print center of Office Depot, and like we close at 9, and like I guarantee you, like at least once a week, a Mennonite man and his entire family, and I don't mean like just like his immediate family. Like, I mean, like his extended family would like just come into the store because he needed to have 20 things printed for like 15 minutes before we close. Meanwhile, his entire family is just going to like destroy the store. They're just going to like anything that they can do to like just knock off the shelf. Or the kids just run down the aisle like supermarket sweep style, just put their hand in the aisle, just run.
See, and I know the Mennonites you're talking about too.
Yeah, the barbecue Mennonites, right? Yeah, they made some good ass barbecue.
They did. They had an amazing restaurant in Murray called Dutch Essenhaus.
Hell yeah!
And it was, oh my god, it was so good. And then it shut down. He bought the owner, the head Mennonite. He bought one of those sheds from Lowe's, set it beside Walmart, and sold barbecue out of it.
And it was delicious.
It was good.
And it was right across the street from Office Depot. So when he was done fucking with us the night prior, I would go over and fuck with him at the shed.
Kyle, do you have any stories, any amusing anecdotes?
Well,
a story about playing the game?
Yeah. Well, being raised in a small Mennonite, community, I actually had.
I thought you looked familiar.
Yeah. I actually had pretty good neighbors. Another host of yours, or special guest, Jacob York, actually was my neighbor growing up, and there were some pretty interesting stories. He tried to teach me karate once. I tried to steal his dog once.
Yeah, I was about to say, if you don't bring that up, I'm gonna.
It was a good dog.
You almost threw me off with the karate because I was like, going to ask you if like you guys trained on like wolf dummies that were like set up in sticks in the yard.
So I can see Jacob dressing up like Ryu and then trying to be like really mean like Cobra Kai to Kyle with karate. Because Jacob now, he's just the master of karate.
Yeah, master. No, I honestly think he was like a green belt at the time, and I was a yellow belt. So
That's pretty good. I never made it past yellow belt rank 2. They put those like little white rubber bands on the end or whatever.
Yeah.
Here's some deep trivia. Sean Miller of a dozen podcast names is a black belt in Taekwondo.
Didn't know that about him.
Yeah. You wouldn't think it.
It's not something he brags about.
Nope. But all right. Zombies Ate My Neighbors.
Zombies Ate My Neighbors. Did you guys play this game when you were kids?
Oh yes.
Nope. It totally flew over my head.
At length.
Kyle?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Which version did you play?
I played the Super NES version. I did.
I played the Genesis version. I had, you know how you have relatives, but you're not exactly sure how you're related? Do either of you guys have any of those? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Like I had this guy named Gary who I called my cousin.
He put his finger in your butt?
No.
Okay.
No, he didn't. He actually had a really awesome Volkswagen Rabbit that didn't have a floor in it. Which I really
He
thought
would drive around Flintstone style?
Okay, because whenever I'd hang out with him, he was like in his 20s when I was a teenager and early teens. And whenever we'd go visit them, he would want to go to the video store and rent a game because he knew I was into video games and he was too. And whenever we get in his car, he'd tell me, okay, put your feet up and don't put them down, whatever you do. And the entire ride, I would just look straight down and just watch the road.
Oh.
Wow.
Which I thought was really cool.
Yeah.
Like, I thought that was like the best thing ever.
course.
And I remember even telling my parents when I got back one time, I was like, I want to be just like Gary when I grow up. And that did not go over super well. Because apparently Gary... I mean, Gary's a good guy, but Gary was living with his parents, and driving around in this beat up Rabbit, which that's living the dream.
That's the
when
dream.
You're 13.
Yeah. I can take a hacksaw of a silica and we can make this happen like tonight.
Let's do it.
I actually have a Rabbit. If you don't know that.
Yeah, I really like your car. Like I remember when I saw it, I was like, man, love it. But Gary and I played Zombies Ate My Neighbors. He owned it, but he owned a Genesis. So here are my memories of playing Zombies Ate My Neighbors. We would play it for probably 15 minutes. I would have no idea what was going on because it wasn't like any game I had ever played in my entire life. I would get a little frustrated and then I would say, can we play Road Rash for the next 6 hours? And he would say yes. And that's what we do.
But this game, because I'd never played, my first experience was yesterday with it. And I remember I sat down, started playing through it, and I was like, okay, this is pretty easy. I bet I'll beat this. I bet I beat this in a day. And then I got about 10 levels in and got a little frustrated.
Yeah.
Checked out Game Facts. And then there are 50-something levels.
55
55 levels.
That might not be including the bonus
It's
levels.
not. I don't believe it is.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, so that blew my mind. And it gives a good intro level, and then this game gets hard very quickly.
It's got a steep curve.
Very, very quickly.
It really does.
So I'll cross off long and hard of my notes here.
Well, I've got a little segment prepared.
Oh, yeah, okay. My
I
apologies.
don't know
My
if we're ready for that.
Okay, no, we are. We totally are. People should probably actually hear what the hell this game is before we start talking about it.
I'm going to go back to talking about Gary. I haven't seen that guy in a while. I wonder what he's up to now. I need to talk to my mom. All right, guys. Zombies Ate My Neighbors is a run and gun video game developed by LucasArts and originally published by Konami for the Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis consoles in 1993. Here we go. This is where we get into the names. We talked about this earlier. 1 or 2 players take control of protagonists Zeke, which I'm going to assume is Zeke the plumber from Salute Your Shorts.
Yeah.
And Julie, who's just Julie, I guess, in order to rescue the titular neighbors from monsters often seen in horror movies. Aiding them in this task are a variety of weapons and power-ups that can be used to battle the numerous enemies in each level. And there are a lot of enemies in each level. Various elements and aspects of horror movies are referenced in the game, with some of its more violent content being censored in various territories, such as Europe and Australia, where it is only known as zombies. While not a massive commercial success, the game has been well received for its graphical style, humor, and deep gameplay. It spawned a sequel, which I've never played.
I haven't
Kyle?
either, no.
Ghoul Patrol?
Cool Patrol?
Ghoul.
Cool.
Oh, okay.
But I do like
That's a
like
different
Cool
game.
Patrol.
Cool
That's pretty
Patrol.
90s to go.
It's like the sequel to Cool World. In 2009, Zombies Ate My Neighbors was re-released for the Virtual Console to positive reviews. So it only took, from 1993 to 2009 to really get acknowledged. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
But it was because, of course, there's not really any instructional tutorial in it. You just, all of a sudden, you're in your backyard. You have if you're playing Zeke, and you have a squirt gun.
Yep.
And then you're just walking around. And it's called Zombies Ate My Neighbors.
Right.
But like the wiki said, it's more like Halloween Monsters Ate My Neighbors because you don't see zombies all that often.
First level's full of zombies.
Yeah.
Full of zombies. And you see them from time to time, but yeah, you're right. Other than that, it's kind of like this Universal Monsters romp.
It's like if
almost.
Monster Mash were turned into a video game.
Yeah.
A running
This
gun.
would be it. Yeah.
When I think that them calling it a running gun is...
It's not what I would think.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, but it's not what I would call it just because, like, a running gun usually to me just means you run from the left side of the screen to the right side of the screen,
Right.
killing things with your gun until you fight a boss. And then once you fight the boss and beat it, it starts over. This is completely different.
It's more of a top down. Yeah.
It's top down, and instead of trying to kill enemies, all you're really trying to do is rescue your neighbors.
Because the enemies, kill them when they get in your way, but they only respawn like very quickly.
Rapidly.
So it's good just to run, try to take down what you can. They get increasingly difficult. Zombies just take one squirt of your water gun, and zombies are gone. But
Yeah.
everything else is much more difficult. And then as you grab a tourist couple, a baby, a cheerleader, an archaeologist,
A teacher,
a teacher who's giving you an F.
an F minus, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are there any others? Oh, there's the guy barbecuing. There's a dog.
Yeah.
Yep.
The soldier?
There's a soldier.
You're
Yeah.
right.
That might be it.
That's pretty much it.
We did good job, guys.
I think they're all white too, so it's not,
Yeah.
there's not a lot of,
This is-
diversity in this neighborhood.
This is definitely Zombies Ate My Suburban Neighbors. It's Where do you think this took place? There is a pyramid level, so one could only assume it's the suburbs of Thieves.
I guess it could be Vegas,
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
All right.
All right, that
the
works.
suburbs of Vegas. But yeah, because you play through it, you got your health, and then your regular weapon, and then you have a special weapon.
Right.
And then you circulate between I believe Y will fire your primary weapon, B fires your special weapon, and then
Right.
the other two buttons flip through your inventory. And that is probably one of the most frustrating parts of the game for me because you get so many weapons, so many primary and special
Which is
weapons.
cool. I like that.
It is cool. I like that part, but it's just getting to them, and the controls are actually pretty responsive.
Yeah.
So but you might very easily click past one, and then the enemies are so many, and they're so fast. You'll just get swarmed as you're trying to flip through your inventory to find each enemy has a special weapon they're vulnerable to.
Yeah.
Well, and the key point is that you can only flip one way through it.
Right.
Yeah.
So, if you're looking for, let's just say the popsicles, because something's got to be weak to the popsicle, right, Kyle? Do you know what it is?
The little
The oozes.
goo. Yeah.
Okay.
ooze. They look like
I knew
bubblegum.
you would know.
Yeah.
I don't know the weaknesses. I need to bone up really before I get to the all 55 stages. But yeah, I would flip through and be looking for the damn popsicle, and I would hit Y just one more time, and it'd be eek, oh, there it was.
Gotta scroll
now
through
I have to
again.
scroll through
All 9, 10 other
of
weapons.
them.
Now you're getting hit. Now you're dead.
Exactly. I'm trying to avoid the swarm. I guess this is before they really knew how to take advantage of RNL.
Yeah.
Yeah, God, that
so
would've
you
been
could
so
go
much
through
better.
both ways.
Because let's see, weapon-wise, you start off with a squirt gun,
Yep.
and then you quickly get cans of Coke,
Yes.
which work like grenades.
By that you mean worthless.
Yeah, because the arc on them is so inconvenient,
Yeah.
and the enemies rush you. You just have to kind of
What's weak to those?
The little Tommy dolls based
All right.
off Chucky.
Okay.
Okay,
Kyle's sharp.
Yeah.
You're bringing your
He
A
knows
game tonight, man.
the one game, and he knows this shit. Let's see, apples. You get apples in the most inconveniently structured grocery store in the world.
Yeah.
It's funny that you say apples. I normally
they were-
think of those as tomatoes.
I thought they were tomatoes.
Oh,
too.
tomatoes. Okay.
But I can understand.
Yeah.
I mean, they look like apples
Yeah.
as
Right.
much as a 16-bit
I
tomato.
would prefer an apple as a weapon to a tomato. But
Are you Fozzie Bear?
let's see. And you've got the weed whacker,
Yes.
which is a fun weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty effective against everything.
Yeah.
It kind of seems
I think that would
to be.
I would probably main the weed whacker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you could spec, if
Yeah.
there was like a weed
Yeah.
whacker
Yeah.
talent tree,
Talent tree.
you'd
yeah.
max it out.
Weed whacker. Yep.
Because what, vampires were weak to the weed whacker? We found out.
Explain that to me.
That, because I would have thought, like, you get a holy symbol.
Right.
Why are they not weak to the holy symbol with the weak to the weed whacker? You get silverware,
Yes. Effective against the werewolves.
which have a satisfying, whoa,
Yeah,
when you
as
take them down.
as their werewolf skin
Yeah.
comes off and a green spirit comes out.
Very satisfying
Yeah.
one shot.
And then plates,
plates.
Plates. Something's weak against plates.
Something has to be weak against the plates.
surely.
We don't know what it
Don't
is.
know. We don't know.
I just thought about the Dark Tower whenever I got that weapon, because that's in Wolves of the Kala. That is a primary weapon of the women in this one village. They throw sharpened plates called orizas. And that's when they're fighting the incoming like robots and things like that, and the mutants, they're throwing sharpened plates. So there
I
you
need
go.
to read that.
Yeah. Let's see what else. There's the alien shooter
Yeah.
that encapsulates enemies in like a red ball. It turns them into summoning materia for Final Fantasy 7.
Precisely. I hear there's a flamethrower in the game. Never found it.
Never have.
Because we didn't find any secret levels, like whatsoever.
Well, we found where they are. We just couldn't get to them. Like you guys, when Kyle, you and Tyler were playing, I really thought you were going to get to this one of the
Yeah.
secret levels because you found like these, 3 skull doors? And you got past 2 of them. Or am I thinking of a different area?
No, that was
No,
it.
that was it.
And then that
Actually, I think
led
we
us,
found a third one, but there
Yeah.
were actually 4 doors. So
Oh, that's right.
So we still like, because the thing is, like, this game, and Kyle, you were talking about it, you have to play it from the beginning.
you really do. Passwords are almost useless.
Yeah, there is a password system, but the way it works is it's like they give you a password like every 5 stages or
Yeah,
something like
something like
that. The password will get you back to that stage, but your weapons are cleared.
You have the squirt gun.
You've just got your squirt gun,
Because
which
we
makes
had to turn it off because you don't have any keys. Like your keys carry over from levels because you have to have keys to unlock all the doors, or to use your bazooka to blow down the doors.
right. We didn't talk about the bazooka weapon.
So the bazooka, but it's counterintuitive because it's an amazing weapon, but you're not supposed to use it as a weapon. You're supposed to use it to blast down doors and walls with cracks in them.
Right.
So you're just going to fuck yourself if you don't use it in debris clearing way. Let's see, the holy symbol we talked about.
And that was a special weapon, right?
You hold it out in front of you, and it's a pretty good weapon. You just don't find very many of them.
Yeah.
It'll one-shot a mummy.
Yep. I mean, as well as a werewolf. It will.
Oh, yeah? Cool.
Not a vampire though.
Not a vampire.
Not a vampire. There's a fire extinguisher,
Yeah.
which will straight up freeze a vampire.
Yeah.
Yep. But then they're invulnerable once they're frozen.
Yeah.
Right.
There's the Pandora's box.
Yeah.
That was the weapon that is most useful against the giant babies.
The 40-foot baby. Uh-huh.
Because you find a few of these very spastically moving 40-foot babies
I
that
believe
look
it's
like
the Titanic toddler. but
Titanic.
yes.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. All of the names in this game are like pretty funny.
Oh, it's so
Yeah.
punny.
It is so
funny.
Yeah.
Every stage is a pun about, let's see, like where the red fern growls was one I remember.
Look Who's Shopping was one of my favorites. That's where you do encounter a Titanic. What is it? Titanic toddler?
Yeah, yes, yeah.
I wish I remembered more because
No.
including special levels, like 62 levels, each one of them is a pun on
There's
itself.
7 zombies, 7 meals. Was that one?
Yeah. So for 7 brides, 7 brothers.
Which I didn't understand. I had to like look at Tyler like a small child. What is? I don't get this
I don't
one.
get this one.
I only know because it's one of Meg's favorite musicals, and strangely enough, Blake Woods also loves it.
Really?
So,
I mean, I'm on board for like Look Who's Shopping because trust me, I follow John Travolta's career like no one else on this earth. So, Lord Mike, if you'd like to tweet John Travolta and ask him if he'd like to call into the show.
that's a dangerous one. That's a dangerous
Yeah,
one.
you're right.
He'll probably sue.
Yeah,
Exalted Lord
don't
Mike.
do it. We actually do know a massage therapist, so let's not.
I would love for John Travolta to hit on Josh Nance in a massage therapy session.
Slash fic.
But let's see. One thing I was a little surprised about, because when you're saving your neighbors, you save a baby. I feel like until recently, killing children in any sort of form of entertainment, be it books, TV shows, anything, killing children is kind of taboo. This is the earliest example I've seen
I didn't really think of that.
babies dying.
Yeah.
Because the toddler will be walking around in its diapers, and a werewolf will come out, shred it, and you just see its spirit ascend to heaven.
Maybe that's what makes it better. Like, is that?
Maybe.
That it's not like it was not unbaptized, and you see it go down to.
Yeah, that was a good baby. That was one of the good ones.
Yeah.
Do you guys have a favorite weapon? Before we get too far away from the weapons,
Okay.
I want to ask if you had a favorite. Tyler?
I believe we already actually discussed mine. Mine was the weed whacker.
Weed whacker.
Yes.
Yeah. I guess I probably ended up I used the bazooka more as a weapon than I should have. But probably the holy symbol. I like just having that active and then just being able to run around.
Yeah.
Because it shields you. It's more of a defensive weapon.
It is.
And that's my style.
I really like it, the range on it, because like they got to be right up on you in order for it to kill them. I got to go squirt gun. I know that's ridiculous. I know that sounds ridiculous, but there's like so much ammo.
Yeah.
Like that thing can shoot for days, and the range on it is fantastic.
Yeah. Against zombies, it's top notch.
Yeah.
But it's like mummies take
Yeah,
10 hits to kill.
Yeah, ridiculous, and werewolves too, and snakeoids.
I don't even know how.
Because that was we had to restart that one because we had died to level 4, had to restart, get back to that, and our password didn't have.
Right.
All we had was a squirt gun, so we're all out of ammo, just running around from the
snakeoids.
What'd you call them? Okay, yeah.
The level I believe is called the snakeoids. It's a take on the fantastic movie Tremors, where they encounter graboids. You may be familiar with the graboids.
I always confuse Tremors with
Critters.
the creatures from Tremors with the snake creatures from Beetlejuice.
Sandworms.
Sandworms,
Yeah.
yes. So I think I still called watching Tremors like I still called them sandworms back in the day.
I mean, they're pretty much the same thing. Just one has stripes and the other doesn't.
Yeah.
Right?
One, Beetlejuice learns how to ride in the cartoon, and the other, they have to blow up with dynamite.
Yeah. I was really hoping you were going to say Critters. I really wouldn't have a Critters reference in there.
I only vaguely. I remember I had a Critters toy because that was the thing that looked like. It looked
lucky
like,
bastard.
No, didn't it look like Gonzo, but it had like several different color like lips? That was a Critters toy?
I don't know. I never saw a Critters toy. I know a Critter was like, all right, a little bit of trivia for you guys. Because I just watched it the other day because I'm an awesome adult. I watched the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie because it's on Amazon Prime for free. So I watched it, and the movie that Raphael goes to see in the beginning of the movie, Critters. It's Critters.
Right.
And it really made me want to watch all those goddamn Critters movies because there's like 4 or 5 of them.
Yeah,
and they're all like perfect if you're 9 years old, but they probably don't hold up anymore. Will they?
There was Trainsy for just a brief second, but a glimpse of
Breathy.
Trainsy. You're welcome, Paul. But actually, because the point being of the game being picking up survivors, actually picking up the survivors is a little frustrating.
It's difficult.
Because they're pretty large sprites, but you have to pick the small square in the center of them, and you move so quickly. You have to kind of circle around them, walk back and forth several times before you actually pick them up.
Run over that magic pixel that picks them up.
Right.
Yeah. It's kind of frustrating. It's the same with the weapons, too, and all the power-ups. Speaking of power-ups, Kyle, I've got a question for you. I figure out at the table you're probably the one who has the best chance of knowing the answer.
Maybe.
true.
There's money in the game.
Right.
You pick up money in like gold coins.
And gold coins, yeah.
What is that about? Because you never buy anything.
I believe there's a point system in the game.
Right.
And after a certain point, you earn so many points and you get a level up.
Okay.
Or a free life. So
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I
So-
believe that's its only purpose.
And I noticed that the survivors it's kind of cumulative.
Cumulated.
Like,
Cumulonimbus. I know my cloud structure.
you do. Give me another.
Stratus.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just like that, man. Just loaded, ready to go. like you start out, you have to save 10 neighbors, right?
Right.
And if you don't save one, like if one of the babies gets murdered, like you were talking about, Tyler, then you're fine as long as you rescue everyone else. But the next level, there won't be 10 that you're trying to rescue. There'll only be 9. And if you miss one on that level, the third level, you only have an opportunity to rescue 8. And what will happen eventually is if you get down to 1 survivor, if a monster eats them, then that's game over.
Because when you beat the level by collecting all the survivors, a magic exit door pops open, you jump in it, and you go to the next level. But yeah, because I guess on one hand it was easier because you could fly through the levels with less survivors. But at the same time, like, because monsters are always chasing you.
Yes.
So when you get close to somebody you're supposed to save, if you overrun that pixel and don't pick them up, they're just
They'll
dead.
just kill them.
Dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's not any rhyme or reason. If you just sort of get close to where you can see them, they're dead. You know, if monsters happen to be jumping around, because some of the monsters move without, I don't understand how the werewolves will jump halfway across the screen and just, that's it. And the giant ants will crawl over everything and just kill everything in its path.
And God forbid, like a wall separates you from a survivor, and then if a werewolf jumps to the other side, there's no way you can save them.
Right.
Yep.
That's it.
So I think every like 50,000 points or something like that, you can earn back a survivor.
Right.
But that's not enough to keep it going. I think level,
Are you buying them back from God with points?
you get enough cash and you can buy survivors back from God.
There's got to be, like, we have to name a fake business after that, right? Like, that's, like, I want to, like, just roll into an attorney's office and be like, this is my business plan. I'm going to need a lot of money. We'll pay God to retrieve your loved ones.
We go out with a cannon once a month and we fire all of our money into the air. And whatever God thinks his take is to give us any back, I'm sure he'll grab it and then send the rest back to us.
Anything that lands on the ground is ours.
Yep. That's actually an old joke one of my the preacher the church when I was little would tell about, like, the man who would tithe. He would go out and throw all his money in the air and say, "Oh, whatever God wants, he'll keep." And it was always the sermon about how you need to tithe. Yeah,
That's a good joke.
yeah.
Good joke.
Yeah, that's a good, I appreciate that.
Co-op was very fun. Playing the single player, I got frustrated pretty quickly. But playing co-op with you and playing co-op with Kyle, that was a lot of fun. I feel like co-op is done pretty well.
Yep, I agree. I think it had some limitations just from the era because, like, you share the same screen. There's no split screen, which I'm not a fan of split screen anyway. But the problem is when, Tyler, you want to go left and I want to go right, it's like the stalemate.
Yeah.
So it's like you have to, like, communicate, or just one person has to follow the other person because there's, like, if you don't do it that way, you're not going to progress. And zombies are just going to keep eating your neighbors.
Don't quit. Yeah.
Can you imagine playing this game online?
Well, see, I would love that. I would love for them to remake this game and as a PC game, not as a console game, where each player, and let's bump it up to like 8 people can play at the same time, and each person gets their own screen. So it's like you're just all running around doing your own thing, but you can group up if you want to. I would play that.
Yeah, me too.
I know you would.
I
know you're in. You can call it Ghoul Patrol.
Yeah.
Not 3D, because I don't want it to be a 3D game.
Is Ghoul Patrol also for the Super Nintendo? Did it say?
Ghoul Patrol, that's a good question. I don't know.
I was about to say, because it might be something we might have to play on a Monday.
It was released in 94, so
It would have.
I would assume that it is. Ghoul Patrol, Super NES only. Genesis passed on that one. This one was not well received, and from what I understand, it wasn't originally made as a successor to Zombies Ate My Neighbors. It was another game that they were going to scrap, and they were like, wait a minute, we released that game not too long ago. Let's just slap that on there.
And it really wasn't that long ago. It
did.
was like, a year later?
A year later,
Yeah.
yeah.
They can do that nowadays. But I feel like sequels back in Super Nintendo day were long, and it was years between when you saw sequels.
I think it's still bad when they do it now.
the
when it's
yearly
a
Assassin's
year,
Creed and the yearly Batman games. Although I don't feel like Batman's really hit I haven't played Origins yet, but I've heard good things. I don't feel like they've hit like a bad era yet, but like...
Well, there was more than a year between Asylum and City.
Okay. But a year between City and Origins?
Yeah, probably about a year between
So I
those
heard they
two.
want to turn that into a yearly franchise now.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. because next on my Steam challenge is Arkham City, but for some reason I just don't want to play it.
Really? It's
Yeah.
really good.
That's what I hear, but it's just like every time I sit down and just look at that downloaded in my queue, I'm just like, I'm just gonna look at Reddit. I think the game just sounds too overwhelming to me right now, and I just can't make myself play it.
It's really not that bad. It's a really good game. Like, especially if you just like don't worry about collecting bullshit,
Yeah.
then you're gonna have a good time.
Okay. But you collected all the bullshit though when you played it, right?
Yeah,
Of course.
Well, I had to catch the Riddler, damn it. I'm not just gonna let him kill people.
But overall, Zombies Ate My Neighbors, it had some flaws. I guess I should address the music, because the music is good, but also bad.
Yeah, it's kind of like this movie parodies a lot of B flicks.
Right.
Which I think it does a really good job with the music, because the music sounds like it's from
also,
a lot of like
yeah, it parodies,
50s,
yeah.
60s B flick horror movies, but they add like this house beat to the background. It's like, and it's got and it's like really super annoying, but it's also like catchy, because like I got one of the songs in my head right now, honestly. I think it is the one from Look Who's Shopping. Pretty sure.
Man, we don't see Roseanne Barr voicing enough babies these days. We just don't see it.
Man, she just loved that penguin, didn't she? She just loved that little stuffed penguin so much.
Yep.
You remember that?
Yeah, I do now. It took me a second. I had to like scan over as like kids cuisine penguin again. What are we talking about? Okay, no. Okay.
Penguin talk.
We can do that
Let's
too.
scrap this episode and do penguin talk.
Or our new podcast where we talk about anything else. It'll be like, I'm the Gooter and you're the penguin. The Gooter and the penguin.
We gotta
talk about
Kyle's gonna be a regular on penguin talk. We gotta keep him
He's a
in.
weed whacker. We got our crazy weed whacker coming in. Sports.
Did you like the music? I know you said it was kind of.
I mean, you're right. It was catchy, and I enjoyed it to a degree. It reminded me of a little bit of Earthbound in that there's one theme of Dungeon Man's theme. When you go into Dungeon Man, the music in it is like atrocious. It sounds like just like plates breaking and accordions, but at the same time, it's kind of awesome. So it very much reminded me of that. So like I had
Yeah.
a fondness for it, but at the same time, like after a while, it got grating. Because when you have a lot of survivors, levels can take a really long time.
Yeah.
Right.
And you're wandering around trying to keep up with your resources, trying to avoid just the fuck tons of enemies charging you all the time, and retracing your steps. Because the map system, you can bring it kind of a radar, like a
there's a
9-panel radar.
Yeah, there's like a heads-up display.
And it's okay, so you know where you are, but just like some kind of a map system, like once you explored it, then it came up like a fog of war kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
I would have enjoyed that. I think that would have been a great thing, but
The game is essentially a series of mazes that are flooded with enemies. And it can get frustrating when you're trying to navigate the maze, and I will lose my place
Right.
because I'll get swarmed. And like I'll get swarmed and I'll be like, I just need to run away somewhere.
You're doing all this backtracking.
Right.
And the monsters are just respawning.
Oh
the
yeah,
entire time.
constantly.
I mean, I say bruh, like I didn't enjoy it. Like it's a terrible game. It is a good game.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. It's just certainly it could have been a lot better. It certainly has its flaws, but it certainly deserves to be on the list.
I think so too, and I think for the time, especially in '93, I mean, there weren't a whole lot of games like this.
No.
Like this is a really unique game. I remember playing it the first time and thinking, I didn't like it a lot, but even at the time, I was like, this is interesting. This
Yeah.
is interesting, but I'd rather play Road Rash.
Like I think I
For 6
really,
hours.
Right.
if I had had this as a kid, I would have really enjoyed it. I would have. This is one of those games. If I had gotten it for Christmas, I would have gotten a lot of mileage out of it and enjoyed it. My parents probably would have taken it away from me.
Oh yeah,
Really?
Yeah,
Even with everything censored.
yeah. Because I remember. I mean, it's no Resident Evil, but games where you shoot things that look like people,
Yeah.
they were very much against.
Okay.
So like I had to play Resident Evil over at friends' houses. Because when they saw me playing it, they're like, why are you killing people and stomping their heads in? It's like, they're dead, they're zombies. But they look like people. Well, if I was fighting a licker, I mean, that's also scary. They didn't care if I was killing a licker or anything else in that game. It's just the zombies. They look too much like people.
By liquor, you mean like a zombie in like a giant beer costume?
Yep.
Right. Or a scotch costume.
But yeah, I mean, I would have thoroughly enjoyed this. This is something I would have talked with my friends on the playground about a lot.
Right.
We would have played this on the playground.
Really?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I understand what you're saying. I played this game a lot with my cousin growing up. He owned it and I didn't. And I guess that's how I had this like fondness with Julie, because he always wanted Zeke, or is that how he's Zeke. And I would always main Julie, and we just played it all the time. I mean, I'm not sure how far we progressed at that age. I would say I was in middle school, maybe 10 or 11, but we could make it up to about stage 30, maybe 40, you know?
That's still pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty damn impressive.
But I mean, I haven't played it in a really long time, but I'd like to play it again.
What was it about Julie that you like so much? Because we haven't even talked about the character design yet, which is a huge part.
Right.
Because Julie, she is wearing a red cap.
Yes.
And she's got like a short crop, like leather jacket.
Right. Blue squirt gun as opposed to the red.
Exactly. What's on the back of her jacket, Kyle?
I actually, when we were looking at it earlier, I was trying to figure that out. I have no idea. It's some circle. It's a circle.
It's like a circle with a cross.
It looks like the Ghostbusters sign, but there's no
ghost.
You're right.
And I think that's what they were trying. They're like, clearly we can't put a ghost in there, or we're going to get sued. So maybe if we just put the international symbol for not, we're going to be okay.
So that leads me to an interesting point, Kyle, because I know you like, in like games and stuff like that, you like playing girls.
Right.
I think generally like the thing is like boys play boys and girls play girls.
Unless you're on the internet.
Unless you're well, then you have to know how to work the MMO system. But like I do that for some reason. Every time I play a Fallout game, I always make a girl.
Really?
In Fallout. Particularly for some strange reason, an Asian woman. I don't know why, but both of my Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas characters were Asian women.
I mean,
respectively named Cordelia and then Charisma, because number one in my top 5, Charisma Carpenter, Cordelia, Buffy, it all works. She's not Asian though, so I have no idea where that comes from.
I mean, if I think about it, this is probably the first game where I played the girl, and this might be the first time I really started doing that. I mean,
to set you down the path.
I mean, MMOs, that was always just a given. I always played the girl, but this might be the first game where I had the option and I chose the girl over the boy.
Can I be crude for a moment?
Right.
Please.
Just a moment.
Please.
And then I'll bring it back.
Okay.
But I need to be real for just a second. Julie's got some cleavage. Julie's got some cleavage.
Dad
and
cleavage.
She really does.
It's kind of shocking to see it in a Super Nintendo game.
Yeah.
Because like I'm surprised
they would've
that they
pixeled
didn't
that out.
Yeah, they didn't like pull that top up just a little bit. But no, they didn't.
Because then of course Zeke he has sort of a faux hawk.
Yeah, I mean he's totally spiked up.
And then
I like this guy
3D
a lot.
glasses.
Yes.
And then a black t-shirt with a skull on it, and jeans and sneakers.
Jeans and red chucks.
And a red squirt.
Yep, and a red squirt gun. I've seen some photographs of some pretty bitchin' Zeke cosplay.
Wow.
That's a really easy one to do. That's pretty
really-
good.
yeah.
Kyle DragonCon this year.
Okay.
You go as Zeke. Done.
I'll go as
I'll
Julie.
get all the Julies. I'll get Dave.
You'll get all the Julies. Yes, we'll just be
It will just be Dave.
I've never seen a zombies cosplay ad.
I want to do like she wears a skirt, right?
right.
So what I want to do is get like just buy like the longest prosthetic penis I can, and just wear it underneath the skirt. So I'm just like I'm walking around Dragon Con and just like slapping my knees, and like when I turn around to address people, it like swings forward and hits them.
Because that's kind of a popular like.
I don't know what you're gonna say, but I'm ready.
Like I think they call it on like Reddit and stuff. They call her line trap.
I don't know what that is.
Line trap being
Lion trap?
Line.
Line.
I believe it's line, like Line. I don't know why, but they always refer to this girl as the line trap girl.
Okay.
Which is sort of like a rickrolling thing where you send like, oh hey, check this out. You send to them like this GIF, and it's this very pretty girl, enormous breasts, very shapely, goes down. She has tattoos on her hips, stuff like that, and then huge cock just waggling in the air.
Waggling?
Just waggling.
Like with
She's like has her breast moving side to side because she's like dancing.
Oh, she's
so when it
swaying.
scrolls down, her enormous penis is like hitting her knees. Back
Her
and forward.
enormous penis?
Her enormous. Well, yeah.
Maybe?
His enormous.
What? I don't know.
Okay.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Nope. I just remember that being like a popular thing on Reddit. The line trap girl.
You sent that to me, and I didn't realize that was called the line trap girl.
Yeah. I also sent it to Zach. He didn't comment, so I'm assuming.
I didn't really know what to say either. I mean,
Like,
it's
I got tricked.
it's startling, but it's also like, I don't know. It's hypnotic. Like it's hard to stop watching it because it's just like, wait, I can't. My mind just can't like put those two things together. It's like this.
Hey, this is not. Wait, okay. I'm already in for this, and now this is coming. I don't know how I feel about this.
I've already committed.
I've already pulled it out.
I mean,
I'm already on board.
I mean,
now what do I do?
Yeah, we've come to a crossroads where I need to make a split decision. I don't know.
Like, where do you go from Light Trap Girl?
Yeah, who knows?
But good game. The passwords are useless. We had to do restarts a few times.
I read that the developers intended on doing a battery save system, which would have made this game incredibly easier.
Yeah.
It would have completely changed the game if you could have used a battery save to save your position with all your weapons and all your keys and all your gear. But it was too expensive for them to do, so they just apparently did a really crappy password system instead.
A very crappy password system.
Because they could have. There are games where you get a password that stores,
it's really specific. Yeah.
all your weapons and stuff
Mega
like that.
Man.
Yeah,
Each
exactly.
password is
Thank you.
unique
Mega Man.
as to what robot bosses you've beaten
Right.
and what sub-tanks you have and shit
Certain
like that.
Castlevania games did the same thing, I believe.
So I feel like they could have done it, but I don't know if they were just butthurt that they didn't
I mean,
get
it's
their battery
LucasArts.
saved.
Surely they had the money. Please.
I would think so.
LucasArts and Konami. Konami was pumping that Castlevania shit. They had money.
Can I just say it's glad to play anything that's got Lucas tied to it that isn't fucking Super Star Wars series? Holy shit. And we do still have Super Return of the Jedi.
I know we do.
I'm
It's so high.
dreading that shit.
It's so high.
There's no way it's that good.
I know.
There's no way. Kyle, have you played it? Can you confirm?
I have played one of those. I don't remember which one, but I did play it at my cousin's house who owned Zombies Ate My Neighbors. And I remember like the first stage I was spent. Like
It's a hard
I
fucking
would
game.
put all of my heart into it and I could barely beat that first stage. And then it was just,
I guess it's also, it's harder for me because I have no attachment to the movies. So I'm not willing to tolerate any
right.
bullshit just to play this movie I've never seen.
Those games were really popular when they came out.
I know they get such high reviews on every website. I don't get it. Is George Lucas just paying off every blogger on the internet?
No, I think it's that emotional tie to the movies
Yeah.
you're talking
Oh, man.
about. I remember when they came out. I know we're not talking about these games right now, but we kind of are. I loved them, and they were bad games. Like, I'll say that now. Those games are not good. But Zombies Ate My Neighbors, much better.
Yes.
better.
And I,
Totally agree.
having not played Super Return of the Jedi, I'm willing to put money down that Zombies Ate My Neighbors is better than Super Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, I want to say it's in the teens.
It is, yeah. It's way up
So,
there.
yeah, there's no.
It's way up there.
That'll be a much disputable when we get there.
I think so.
There's a small chance we might eat our words and have to send a letter of apology to George Lucas and now defunct LucasArts. But
I doubt it.
yeah, I really doubt it too. I've got some achievements.
You got achievements?
I do.
Go for it. What you got?
All right, I've got 3.
Whew. All right.
The first one, it's a dual achievement. It depends on who you're playing. You either get Chris Redfield or Jill Valentine, depending on if you're
Okay.
Zeke or Julie.
All right.
And you get that for killing 100 zombies on any one level.
Resident Evil reference there. I like it.
The other one, Teen Wolf, which just involves an item we didn't talk about, is that you turn into the beast and finish a
Oh
level.
yeah, we didn't talk about all the alchemy.
Yeah, because there's there are several potions that do different things.
Right.
One of them is, I guess it's sort of a werewolf, what it turns you into.
It looks like a behemoth from Final Fantasy series because you're like this
purple?
big
honestly,
purple.
yeah, it really does.
And then you walk around and just punch things to death. And it's super powerful, and you can hardly be hurt when
and you
you're...
can punch through walls and you can punch through doors. It essentially gives you bazooka hands. Your punches are equal a bazooka blast.
Get your
Right.
weapon slots turn into
become
fists.
Yeah.
yeah.
Because there's an invincibility potion where you turn blue, and then you're very fast, and you can just walk through everything.
They turn you into a goo girl. You're taking one of my
Essentially.
taking one of my achievements, so that's okay.
I'm just talking about the item. I'm
okay.
not about you. I'm just talking about the item. They're like the speed shoes that make you move. You already move pretty quickly.
Yes.
When you take those on,
It,
in
like,
my opinion, you
doubles your
move
speed.
too quickly.
Yeah, a little
Yeah.
too
You can't keep up with
quickly.
anything. You just run into enemies and die.
yeah,
But my second achievement, Teen Wolf, finish level as the beast.
nice.
The last one being don't need no country music, which that is kill 50 aliens. because these aliens look like the aliens from Mars Attacks.
Yeah.
And in Mars Attacks, they figure out how to repel the Martian invasion is playing country music.
Kyle, do you have any achievements?
I mean, really? I mean, let's see. I remember a movie, The Lawnmower Man.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
how about,
which is nothing like the short
which is
story.
nothing. Yeah, but
Thank you.
It's also a Super Nintendo game.
Really?
really?
Yeah.
Kyle,
how
can we
about
confirm you to come
there-
back?
Yeah. But how about finishing a level and just, only using the weed whacker? Or how about there's those certain monsters that sprout this weed that if you step on it, it hurts you.
Yes.
And the only way to get rid of it is the lawnmower or the weed whacker. So
I wish you rode a lawnmower. That would be entertaining too. Because I hate using weed whackers. Man, I hate at my house using weed
I hate
whackers.
edging and all that bullshit.
Ugh. Josh Nance apparently is very good at it. Little Josh Nance trivia for everybody. He's very good at weed whacking. Nicole mows, and then Josh goes out and weed whacks. That is how their lawn care marriage works.
that is
It's a
a
pretty
good
sweet
system.
deal.
Yeah.
I've got a few achievements, maybe. I've got one. It's a Mallrats reference
Nice.
called "That Kid Is Back on the Escalator." In order to unlock that, I think the fourth level, it's a shopping mall. And one of the first victims you see is a toddler on an escalator. And in order to unlock that, you have to serve justice to that foolish mother who left her child on the
Right.
escalator, and you just have to pass them by. You have to let the zombies send that baby to heaven.
That's good. I like that.
The other one I've got is called Lone Survivor. In order to unlock Lone Survivor, you have to complete 5 stages in a row with only 1 survivor remaining.
It's good.
That's a hard
it's
one.
doable, but yeah,
That's
it's
a hard
hard.
one.
You have to be really fucking fast.
Yes. Tyler,
Yes, Dave.
I've had a lot of fun today. I haven't even got to talk about where games like this went.
Green light indie games on Steam is about the only place you can find shit like this.
Dead Rising.
Yeah.
Dead Rising is totally in the same vein as Zombies Ate My Neighbors, because you're doing the same exact thing. You're going around. There aren't stages, but you're going around a structure, saving survivors. Your whole thing is about saving survivors, killing monsters with improvised weapons in funny ways. So I really
man.
think that Dead Rising took a lot from Zombies Ate
it
My
did.
Neighbors.
That is like the 3D version of Zombies Ate My
I
Neighbors.
really do. It's a little more serious, I think, but I do think in like 20 years when we look back, I don't think Dead Rising is going to feel nearly as like gritty as it does right now.
Yeah.
I think it's going to feel a lot like Zombies Ate My Neighbors in 20 years.
Yeah.
But anyway, sorry. I had a lot of fun today. Kyle, have you had a lot of fun
I have.
today?
I enjoyed myself.
Tyler, you've had a lot of fun today. Okay. I've got a question for you before we end the show. If you were to give this game a beard, that would just encapsulates the spirit. If you were to shoot a Martian gun at a beard and catch it inside a red summoning materia, what kind of beard would that be?
It'd have to be a zigzag, like mad scientist goatee,
Okay.
to where like it doesn't really work in real life, but it fits. You know, if you're a mad scientist in like a comical world, it fits. And I feel like that's what this game is.
In Cool World.
In Cool World. You're damn right.
All right. What color is it?
It's probably salt and pepper. It's
Yeah,
probably brown.
I like
Will there be
that.
some
With some
white in it?
streaks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dig it.
Same for the goatee.
Okay.
Yeah, where it all connects together. Because it can't be a full beard. It just has to be
Well, goatee's
the
evil.
chin piece with a little
Yeah.
goatee. Because
And
mad scientists are generally
right,
evil.
right.
Can you think of any good mad scientists? Nope.
I don't know.
I guess sort of Despicable Me. What's his Steve Carell's character? But he is a villain and then becomes good. I've never seen the movies. I just know people love them.
I don't know. Yeah, I can't. Sorry. Tyler,
Yes, Dave.
if you were to give this game a pair of glasses that you would look through at zombies, you might see red zombies in one eye and blue zombies in the other eye. You might. I'm
might.
just saying you might.
might.
But what kind of glasses would you give the game?
I give it that exact pair of Zach's 3D glasses from this Zeke. Sorry, not Zeke, not Zach. Zeke. Zeke.
Saint Zach is just.
Almost stepped in it.
I hope he didn't throw his iPad.
I'm just thinking about Zach so much. Zeke's 3D glasses. I could have also given the 10th Doctor's 3D glasses, but we're going to go Zeke.
The 10th Doctor wore 3D
10th
glasses.
Doctor wore 3D glasses.
Do they look like Zeke's?
Yep.
The white cardboard.
The white and the red and blue, yep.
Awesome. I like that Doctor already.
And he's widely regarded as probably everyone's favorite.
He's widely regarded as the three-dimensional Doctor.
Widely regarded among Whovians. David Tennant, the 10th Doctor. That's as far as I'll go into that. I'll spare everyone.
Let's record another hour. You talk about Doctor Who, and I'm just like, really? Huh? Wow. All right.
Can you name all the doctors?
Wasn't one like a llama? Didn't like one like reincarnated as a llama? Is that a true thing?
Not to my knowledge.
All right. Then someone has trolled me.
I haven't watched all of Classic Who yet, so I can see that being like the 70s that happening.
I know it was like, someone told me that it was a long time ago it happened. So,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm currently watching all of Classic Who. I'm still trying to get through all the first Doctor's episodes.
Yeah.
Because I was telling Kyle about it. Because it is so hard to get through. Like, I'm a fan and I want to get through it, but it is so hard because they didn't have, film was expensive back then and they didn't have enough money. So it's all done in one take because they couldn't redo it. And like, William Hartnell is like so old at this point in time, he's kind of losing it. So he always like says the wrong line and says the wrong names, and they just have to go with it. And then it's all the other actors you'll see when they're kind of surprised, and they just have to just work around it and try and tell the story.
Everyone else is like, God damn it, this isn't an episode of TADPOG. This is Doctor Who. Come on, get your shit together.
We're gonna be huge in 50 years.
We probably have people to thank.
Do we? Were we gonna do that?
We probably do.
Do we?
But we don't have to do it. We can save it for Monday
Let's save it for Monday.
because I'm not prepared.
Yeah, neither am I.
Nah.
We'll do all the calls and all the thanks. That'll all be Monday.
Except I do want to thank Kyle
Yes.
for being here with us tonight to talk about
He
this.
drove an hour down here to do this with us.
And went to Fazoli's with us.
yes.
He didn't have to do that. He did that out of the kindness of his heart. Went to Fazoli's. We didn't even pay for his dinner. We're such
We
dicks.
should have. Yeah, he drove all the way down here. We should have. That's right.
So I'm sorry, Kyle. I do like your NASA shirt, though. I did
thank you.
So at least you got a
I
compliment,
got a compliment
out of this.
out of it. Yeah.
That's worth it. Thanks for listening, everybody. You can find the show on iTunes or Stitcher. So to miss the next episode, we'll be talking about IGN's next Original Flavor Wednesday. We'll be talking about IGN's 47th ranked game, Harvest Moon.
Next episode is going to be our call episode.
All calls.
Super excited about
So
that.
please call. When you hear this, I think there'll be a day between you hearing this episode and when we record the call-in episode.
Right.
So as soon as this is over, give us a call.
Just immediately.
Or an email, and we'll read it on the air.
Yeah, however. All right, guys. Like Tyler said, don't worry. We're going to be back. In the meantime, you can always find us at tadpog.com. That's where the show notes live. You can also go to facebook.com/tadpog. There's a whole bunch of cool people doing some cool-ass shit. Check it out. Unless you really don't like Facebook, in which I understand. You can find us on Twitter. We're also there. If you don't like Twitter, then
We don't got nothing for you.
I don't know. Thanks for listening at
Yeah.
least. Maybe tell a friend. Like if
And they tell two friends.
If you-
and they tell two friends.
exactly tell the large woman with a mustache
The little Debbie
Stealing
cakes.
batteries and
that you listen to a great show. You can find us on Twitter at tadpog_podcast. And if you want to give us a call, you want to be one of the cool people who call, get it in before our Monday show, which we're probably going to record, like Tyler said, the day after this drops.
Yep.
Call us at 270-883-2555.
And if you happen to be a pretty girl who gets hit on a lot,
Yeah.
or know a pretty girl who gets hit on a lot, give them that number. Whenever you or someone else gets hit on, and they don't want to give out their real number,
Yeah.
give them the TADPOG number.
Please.
We would
Please.
love that.
Yes.
We're going to get calls from strangers telling us what a good time they had talking to us tonight. It'd be great.
I love it. I really want to get some creepy calls. Like I really want to play just some like cringeworthy creeper just talking about how good you looked in those orange booty shorts at work tonight. I can't wait. I can't wait.
Again, quiz Kyle.
Kyle, we've got a quiz for you.
a quiz.
His eyes got real big.
I
Yeah.
didn't know there was going to be a quiz.
There's a quiz. We play an intro song. Do you know the name of that song?
It's somewhere rattling around in his brain.
I I don't right now. Don't off the top of my head.
Give him a hint. Starts with an M.
Starts, yeah. Move. All right, close it up. Moves. This is only going to get worse. I'm going to go ahead and apologize. I'm sorry. By.
It's a tree.
A tree.
A tree, and then a shift in a car.
Nice. Yeah.
Think of a tree.
Name a tree.
Name a tree. Like an oak tree.
Okay.
That is a tree.
And then name one of the positions in a car transmission.
Like first position, neutral.
Okay. So oak tree neutral.
Oak tree neutral.
Final answer?
Yeah.
That's close.
Close.
It's close.
Sycamore Drive.
Sycamore Drive.
Close.
Okay.
All right,
He
this
was so damn confused.
just wait. Where can they find a link to that track?
Oh, I bet like on your website.
That's good.
That's good, right?
All right.
Yeah.
And that is
TADPOG.com.
There
That's
you
right.
go. All
Very
right.
good.
Now he's 2 for 4. He's halfway.
Phew. Oh, there's more?
yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Until next week.
Tropical Capricorn.
Yeah, you missed that.
I know
one.
you don't know that one.
Oh, right, yeah.
Talking about all the famous penguins we knew.
Kids Cuisine Penguin was the
Holy shit! Kid Cuisine Penguin. They had like a polar bear too, right?
Yep. That was the mascot.
Man, and it had like that fucking tray that had like the 3 slots. So it had like green beans and mashed potatoes.
And frozen brownie.
Yes. Oh, their desserts are always the worst. Did you guys already have this exact same conversation?
Actually,
or-
no.
No, we didn't go in
We
depth
didn't
on
flesh
kids'
it out.
cuisine.
Shit. God damn it. Those desserts were horrible. They were always so bad.
Because the brownie, it was like wet on the outside, like not like moist wet, but it's like wet. Like
Yeah.
you dipped in water.
Yeah.
And then like chewing styrofoam in the middle.
It's weird thinking back. Like, my mom treated that stuff, I think, as like just kid chow. Like, we just go to the frozen food aisle and like we just get a big stack of them. It's like, you're good for a week.